Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys, and welcome back to another reaction, this time to the band The Agonist with their song In Vertigo. Now, this is an interesting one. I didn't know this is the first band, Alisa of Arch Enemy now. She co-founded this band before she left, and another vocalist took over. I'm going to be, from what I understand, I'm checking out the second vocalist, but the style of a band that Alisa originally came from. Never heard of this band, I don't know what they're all about. I'm going to assume it's kind of melodic death metal based on Alisa's vocals. Let's see what this is about. I am coming in open-minded, but those who are new to this channel love this band. Be prepared. I will voice my opinions, but I do it so more in a conversational style of how I personally feel about the music rather than an outright criticism of a particular artist, to create interesting conversations around the music we both enjoy. That being said, let's get into the reaction. If you enjoy this style of reactions, make sure to subscribe down below for more. And guys, let me know what your suggestions are for other reaction videos. Let's do it. Hmm. I mean, so far all the elements are there. She has some nice kind of growling vocals. She has a badass presence about her. The drummer is killing it. My initial thought, just, again, my own preconceptions coming into this reaction of like, oh, so this is the band she was in before Arch Enemy, and now she's on Arch Enemy. I make the automatic comparison to Arch Enemy, and I know a lot of people say, why are you making comparisons? I can't help it. This is how my brain works. I'm making the comparison automatically to Arch Enemy, and this sounds like old school Arch Enemy when they weren't mainstream, or I should say, more widespread. I'm going to use a harsh word, castrated. They weren't castrated yet in their music, because now their music is a little bit too much fluff for my personal taste. Despite the fact that I kind of enjoyed the last album, I thought it was pretty enjoyable. It's just not what Arch Enemy used to be, and this actually sounds heavier, more aggressive, more powerful. So far, so good. I want originality. That's the only thing. I want something of its own to be in this music. Let's see if it happens. I do have a couple of things to say, and unfortunately, most of them are not positive. Uh, Personal. I'm gonna go for literally personal preference. Like, if you ask me, is this bad music? I would give you the answer no. But then, if you ask me, why don't you connect with it the way I connect with it? Because usually, when people read, when I say something, you take it personally, whether you like the comments or you don't. I think her vocals, screeching or the harsher vocals, are nice. Her singing vocals, despite having a nice voice, it has a very pop sound to it that I don't think fits heavy metal personally. And in terms of their music playing, they are clearly very versatile in how they can play instruments, and they're very skilled at playing the actual instruments. And for me personally, the way the song is written just doesn't flow. There's a bunch of interesting riffs that just don't connect. It almost feels like let's write 6 different riffs or 6 different moments that we really like, and how do we plug them in here? Versus let's write one continuous thing that this is going to be this entity, this song. And I know a lot of artists write it, and some people can mend those things a little bit better than others. I've talked to the Phil Demo from Violence, and he does the way he comes up with riffs and then he forms a song around them, and it works for some people. It feels to me that's what has been done here, and it's not working for me yet. Perhaps it's not the best song for me to check out. Maybe there's another song that I can kind of sink my teeth into and really enjoy. But I like their intensity. I like their kind of power that came in. I like that the lead singer, I believe Victoria, she has power behind her too, which I think Alyssa never had. Alyssa has a little bit more glitz and glam, and especially the way she presents herself, it's a little bit more glitz and glam. This chick here is a little bit more kind of a badass, in my opinion. And again, it's a more harsher version of Arch Enemy, but it is so far, I would say, a pretty close copy of what Arch Enemy is, with less melody. I know it's a harsh thing to say. I know this fan's going to be seeing this and kind of getting upset at that, but again, I'm just kind of expressing myself. I would love to hear your counter argument. That ending part was nice. I think it was a nice kind of outro to the song. Give it a little bit of heaviness, give it a little bit of an up. It's not, for me personally, it's not a bad song, but it's not a great song. It's kind of in the middle. I am not really intrigued to hear more, unless I'm told that this is just not a good song to check on this better. Yeah, I'm kind of right in the middle. And it comes a lot from an overabundance of music, where we do have these more shorter attention spans. Like if a song doesn't grab me, like, well, why should I keep listening to this band if I could listen to another band that is going to grab me? And with so many albums coming out and so many forms of media coming out, we tend to be less forgiving Where I think what was the case, at least my prediction, in the 80s and the 90s, you didn't get as many albums. So sometimes you would be a little bit more forgiving in sound production, a little bit more forgiving in the vocals, because there wasn't as much being released. And if it had some redeeming qualities, you were listening to it. Versus now, because there's so much, like I know if I go look in melodic death metal sound, I can find other bands that I will connect with more. And I know that option is there for me because there's a ton of bands. So based on that merit, it's just like this song leaves me kind of like, it's okay. You know, I totally see the transfer from, first of all, Alyssa of her style into Arch Enemy fits very well. I see kind of what this band is doing and in the lines of the music that they're making, which I know has its own fan base. But again, I am left in the middle, indifferent. Now, let me know what your thoughts are on this particular song, guys. Also, make sure to enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe out there, and most of all, keep it metal.